Hello all, Sahatch here. Back to play some Eschalon Book II. We're actually going to play through the Secret of Fathamurk. Fathamurk was the final addition and the last update to Eschalon Book II just prior to the release of the third game. I believe Eschalon Book II came out in about 2012 and Book 3 came out in 2015-ish, maybe 2016. Although I could have those dates totally wrong. um, Fathamurk is one of the less played areas as far as YouTube videos go. I don't actually think there are any videos of Fathamurk. It's a high level dungeon. I think it was originally intended for levels 17 to 20-ish. I'm playing with a level 30 character, which is the max level you can get, and this is by far the most powerful character I've ever made. I've grinded for gear, for gold, and I've got my skill just over 100 here with bows. Bows are the most powerful martial weapon in the game because you can essentially get the bashing power of cleaving weapons and the damage of cleaving weapons, or even higher than, and you do everything at range, so your chances of getting hit are low. And if you are forced to fight in melee, I have such a high armor rating from my dex that I'm not going to get hit anyway. So we're going to drop some gear off. This is not going to be a very high loot dungeon for us, because I don't need gear. There's one thing we can find that will be better than our boots, and that's it. So let's drop all of this stuff off. We're gonna drop all of our food, drink all of our water, because we'll just summon it as we go, because we have some spellcasting ability. Just drop in whatever chests we have open. And let's dump these because those are heavy. We're gonna dump our plasma wand because we absolutely do not need extra 5 pounds. And we're gonna buy some more arrows because it's a one-way dungeon. Once you enter, you can't leave until you've gone all the way through it. We can drop the crux of fire, the strange viewing glass. So the problem is, if we run out of arrows, we'll have no fighting ability. So I'm gonna buy a couple hundred arrows at least. Better to be safe than sorry. Let's drop the food. And even with that, you can see our weight is abysmal. We're just gonna have to deal with that. So, gonna buy some arrows, and we will run through Fathamurk. Now, Fathamurk, it's about, I think it was intended to be 2 to 3 hours. With a character this powerful, we can probably get through in under 2 hours. We'll probably one-shot most things. The most powerful things we'll fight, we can probably kill in about 3 or 4 hits, especially if we crit with Power Strike, and 5% chance for Nefarious Strike as well. So buy up the arrows. We're gonna take off our boots, travel to Everdale. So just to quickly run through our skills here, we have High Alchemy, which gives us +3 armor rating. I believe +3, maybe it's only +2. No, actually I believe it is +3, it's just I only modified some of these things with alchemy when I only had a lower alchemy skill. Anyway, so High Alchemy, we can craft some healing potions. Of course, over 100 bow weapon skill. I'll show you some of this stuff. The most damage I've done in a single strike is 590. That was with crit and Power Strike, and possibly even Nefarious Strike. But I know we can achieve even higher damage than this. We have good pick locking skills because of dex concentration. So it's good to have some pick locks here. In fact, I can buy some more. Just in case. Let's see, buy some more arrows. Basically, just gonna buy every arrow I can see because I want to make sure we're set. Oops, I don't want to dump those. Okay, 300, 400, 500 arrows. 500 arrows. I want to say that will be enough, but we're gonna buy more just in case. Now, if you played this game before 2014, you probably haven't played Fathamurk, and in fact, it's possible you haven't played it even if you played after, 2015, because it's kind of hard to figure out where it is. Like you had to go looking for it. You had to literally scour like every area. I'm thinking the enemies. This should be enough arrows. I'm thinking. Okay. So there's two ways. You can go to Everdale or the Ferric Monolith. I usually just go to the Ferric Monolith because it's a faster entry point, and you need a powder keg. And there's tons of powder kegs on this side of the Ferric caves. I believe I've already blown it open, so we won't have to worry about that anyway. And the boots we're picking up will be 30 plus pounds. So, let me think now. Worst case, we can drop some arrows to pick those boots up. We may end up encumbered, but it will only affect our 2-hit for a little bit. And our 2-hit is already incredible. Let's see. I'll read through the text, why not? There's just a couple pages sort of explaining what's going on in the dungeon and why why there's people here essentially. Okay. And there's a point of no return, so we're going to be saving. You have entered the dungeon of Fathamurk. Long have the people of Mistvale shared tales of this place, yet it has remained nothing but a myth to most. It has been kept hidden deep within the Ferric Mountains, obscured behind a makeshift wall. Whatever dwells down here in this dark abyss was awful enough to warrant sealing it up forever. If ever you have been sure of something, it is this. Fathamurk is not for the inexperienced or unprepared. We are going to cast some spells. We're going to go with Cat's Eyes, so we're not totally blind. We do have some torches, but you can't wield torches while shooting the bow, so there's really no point. So we're just going to deal with some darkness here. And like I said, we'll summon food and water as we go. Can eat some rat meat while we're here, though. Maybe even. There we go. Okay. So this is a traditionally difficult dungeon. If you are unprepared. So I mean, personally, I wouldn't go lower than level 20 because if you find you're not prepared halfway through the dungeon, I mean, there's really nothing you can do except parry and run through it, but then you lose out on all the loot because I don't think you can return afterward. So we're going to go through this gate, which is going to shut. Escape from Fathamurk. While exploring the dungeon, a gate is closed, preventing you from returning the way you have entered. You must continue forth in hopes of finding an alternate exit. So Candesium dust is essentially keys. You need a certain amount to get through certain passageways, so we're going to be collecting this. Old journal. This journal is dusty and the pages are yellow. It has been many years since it was last used. Most of the pages have been torn out, possibly burned to make a bit of light. What's left is just the first and last page. The Journal of Hamid Borok. Page 1. I'm thrilled and honored to be selected by the Council of Theramore to explore and map the Dungeon of Fathamurk. To briefly summarize what I know of this dungeon, it was discovered by ferric miners nearly 30 years ago during normal excavating procedures. After strange glyphs were found upon the walls, the miners concluded that these mysterious tunnels must be the home of Orokur and other foul denizens of the underworld. Fearing that they may have inadvertently opened a passageway straight to hell itself, the entrance to the dungeon was quickly sealed off. No one spoke of it again, and eventually time transformed these tunnels into rumor and myth. Due to the growing unrest in Theramore, I've been instructed to investigate these forgotten tunnels and report back to the Therish Council. Chancellor Malcolm seems convinced that the Orokur are responsible for recent attacks on Therish outposts near the borderlands, and it is the Council's hope that my findings confirm these suspicions. I've heard from others that there is overwhelming evidence implicating the goblins in these attacks, but who am I to argue? The council is paying me 1,000 gold for this survey of the Fathamurk dungeon, which I would have gladly done for free. After all, I'm an explorer at heart, and this is what I love to do. One further note, I have been informed by the foreman of the mine that I will have 1 week to complete my survey of the dungeon. If I am not back at the end of the week, the dungeon will be resealed, so to allow normal mining operations to continue. The miners are a superstitious bunch and refuse to work while the entrance to Fathamurk is unrestricted. Many pages here are missing. Page 32. I am trapped. I can go no further forward in this dungeon, nor can I return to the entrance because of this closed gate. Even if I were to find a way past this gate, the miners would have already fulfilled their duty of resealing the entrance of the dungeon, as my return is now several days past due. My food and water supplies are exhausted. It is clear that my fate is sealed. I am to become part of Fathamurk forever. I should not be saddened by this destiny, for I am an explorer, and such are the risks associated with my profession. My only wish is that I could have one more day at my home in Vela, to sit on the dock with my pipe and watch the fishermen bring in their evening catch. So he died right here. I won't spoil the happenings of the games and the Orokur or anything like that. Just to say that he's right. This is... Let's see, I need to be careful. Some of these gates will kill you. And I can't remember which ones are which. Let's see, we need to be very careful. Very, very, very careful. Alright, I'm going to pray that this gate isn't one of the ones that kills you. I don't see a pressure plate, so we should be okay. We'll take the healing elixirs. We probably won't get much use out of healing. Oh yes, we're encumbered already. So like I said, we won't be picking anything up. Just to give you an idea of how much damage we can do with bows though, check this out. We one-shot those barrels. Okay, so we've got an explosive barrel. We're gonna blow up this gate with a pressure plate. Let's see. I'm hoping this doesn't blow up when we place it on the pressure plate, or we might be in trouble. Actually, I think it would have. So let's just do it this way. Let's go. Pressure plate, or barrel. Blow the gate up. Oh, that didn't work. So, let's grab the other one. So I'm going to guess that the barrel, or the pressure plate doesn't set off the gate when you place a barrel on it. Otherwise it would be impossible to complete this. Let's cast Cat's Eye again. We will probably be sleeping a lot if we are going through mana really quickly, because I mean we're fighting a lot of things with some ranged attacks, not traditional ranged attacks either. Let's shut this gate. The gate blows up. Free to go through. So the only way to fight a lot of things with range attacks is by use of haste. So we're going to be using haste all the time. Oh yes, and lava will pretty much destroy our equipment, so we're gonna play it safe. But even without legs and even without pants and boots, our armor rating's still 64. Page 3. The first notable section of Fathamurk I've reached looks like it might contain some kind of steam collection device. Magma flows in through channels on the floor, as does water, and the two elements combine as they fall down into long shafts. It appears that the resulting steam is then collected and routed away by metal pipes, which are knocking loudly under the pressure. What this steam might be used for, I do not know. It is steam power, my guy. Okay, so we're going to cast Element Armor, just so we can survive the lava, because this gives us 104% resistance, so we will be taking 0 damage. And we need to be watching out for harpies, because this area is filled with them. Lasts for 41 more turns, okay. So yes, we're one-shotting harpies. That's pretty good. That's with flight arrows, too. There we go. Let's open this, shall we? Presuming it does anything, I'm not actually sure. Maybe not. Oh, explosive slimes is the other enemy. Okay, and you want to kill these things from a great distance, because they do that. Let's see. Oops. Okay. Collect some of these things. More cat's eyes. Oopsie, my bad. And you can see how much damage that took in just 1 second. So that's why we need to be careful. Turns, so that's gonna wear off soon. We're gonna have to go back to that. We need to see if we can draw this slime out without... There we go. Let's get this first. Uh-oh. Yeah, they shoot fire at you. I just realized we probably don't need to be picking these up. Whatever. It's just a force of habit. Those are some good looking chests. Let's go with element armor again. Fathamurk really sucks if you're a druid, by the way. The slow regen from being underground is painful. That's the key we want. Okay. Making our way through here. These doors are simply magnificent. There's certainly no way past them without the proper key, which I was lucky enough to have located. The key is nothing short of a treasure, pure adamantium inlaid with a large diamond. And that is the problem. The lava slags which roam this level seem to enjoy very hard metals and minerals, for it is the only substance they can chew on which does not melt. They suck on gems as a child would with candy. After I accidentally dropped the key, one lava slag was quick to grab it and carry it off. Luckily, I had already opened these doors before losing the key. I will continue on for now and try to retrieve the key upon my return. It's clear he was unsuccessful in doing so. There's a keyhole, but the mechanism within is unlike anything you've ever seen. Picking this lock is impossible. And the diamond key released the lock. Okay. Page 14. It is clear that these tunnels were masterfully crafted, but when and by whom I do not know. These stones are cut with precision of a magnitude I do not believe even dwarves possess. Speaking of which, I am no expert on dwarvish lore, but I do think that some of the glyphs upon these walls bear unmistakable similarities with sacred dwarven symbols. So there's some foreshadowing for you. Yet, I can certainly understand why the previous miners who visited these tunnels concluded they were the work of the Oracle. Other glyphs are completely foreign to me, as if they belonged to an entirely unknown race of sentient people. All of this brings back memories of my history studies of the Plague Wars. Could there actually be a kinship link between the dwarves and these Oracle? So, yes. The answer is yes. Freshwater transfer pumps. Okay. I don't know the layout of this super well. Let's go up here first. Cat's eye. Oh, yes. Oh, shit. That hurt. We're going to sleep. Recover our gear a bit. And our health. Probably could have played that more safe. Let's see how we're doing here. Excellent. Okay, let's repair the boots. Did I max out my repair at some point? I must have, because this is repairing quite quickly. Yes. Okay. Got some mana back. We might as well go check out the side rooms. If you are like level 20, or really anything lower than level 30, this does become a good place to get loot, but only if you're a high strength character. I mean, you'll still... I think I went in here at one point with a character who had like 80 strength, and I was still only able to carry out a fraction of this loot. Scroll flesh boil. I'll probably just dump these things, honestly. See if they're trapped. No traps. Oh, yes. These we might get some use out of. Let me just lore really fast. 63. I want to make absolutely certain it's not trapped first. Okay. We have a lot of pick locks, so I'm not too worried. Okay, so a 32-pound shield. That's probably like a mithril shield, and I might just identify it for the hell of it. Yeah, tungsten. So that gives you an idea of some of the loot you'll be finding. Value 1,000 plus. And in fact, if we find any axes, it's going to be so incredibly high value you won't be able to sell it, is how high it will be. Okay, let's continue forward. We may be past the lava, so I'll just increase my armor rating a bit. Like, let's sleep just a tiny bit longer to get that all the way up to 83. Let's go. I think this counts as elemental, so we should be fine to just walk through it. I'm not sure what the point of that was. Let's navigate this. I mean, we can just walk. We can walk through it. I don't know what I'm doing. We take 0 damage. Okay, on to the next level. The further you descend into Fathamurk, the more convinced you are that this place has been abandoned. Rubble litters the floor, while dusty cobwebs hang from the low ceilings. Whoever built this place must have left it long ago. Yes. Let's make some food, just 'cause. Okay. Now, this is probably the hardest area of the game at a lower level. Just 'cause you're dealing with puzzles and enemies at the same time. This is also where the best boots are found. Let's cast some spells. Chameleon, haste. There we go. So, I believe this is where the boots are found. We're gonna save, and we're gonna check. 63. See if it's trapped. I don't think so. Yep, 17-pound boots. Okay. Divine Ore Plate. So the base is higher than on these, which means you can get an armor rating of 11 if you enchant it, which is what we're gonna do. Let's repair them first. They are heavy armor, but in this game, the difference between light and heavy armor really isn't very significant. Hardened armor is ectoplasm and ambergris. So what we want is ectoplasm and ambergris. Nope. Nope. Ambergris, that's good. I may just drop my dragon skin boots. They're pretty generic. You can find dragon skin boots at really any high level shopkeeper, especially on Picaroon Island. Come on, let's get some ectoplasm. No ectoplasm. That's really unfortunate. So that's gonna be, we're gonna drop these. We don't need the extra weight. I could have taken 1 ectoplasm with me. I wasn't really thinking. I just want to do this now, just so our armor rating is as high as it can be. Also, I have no sense of time down here, so it's really hard to camp for the right amount of time. You can see how OP it is to have such a high foraging skill, because our hunger and thirst barely goes down, and you get all of these resources, which is how I got so much money, by the way. Well, at least that's part of it. 11 hours. You may have to rest for a minimum 12 hours in order to get ectoplasm. I don't actually know. 16. Nothing. We're getting pretty unlucky, to be honest. Let's keep going. Why am I doing that? Come on. Let's try like 4 hours. Oh, 4 hours exactly. Would you look at that? 5 hours? Nope. 6 hours. Nope. 7 hours then. I'm just counting seconds, by the way. You can estimate the amount of hours that pass. It's about 1 hour per second when you're camping. Man, we're getting so unlucky. Let's go 9 hours. There we go. Lower. Hardened armor. Yep, +3. Alright, now we're up to 85 armor rating. That's pretty good. We can go with some slightly higher damage arrows while we're here. Okay. Open some gates. There we go. The ground is littered with foraging materials. You know, worst case too, yeah, you can switch to parry mode. Your armor rating will be so high that everything will have like a 1% chance to hit you. So if you're ever coming in here a little under leveled, you can just run around a bunch. And even just do hit and run. Attack one enemy, go sleep, come back. So it is a difficult dungeon if you try to brute force your way through it at a lower level, but I suppose it's possible. Let's see, here's another journal page. This is an incredible feat of engineering. What I thought was a Steam collection device is actually something quite different. It now appears to me to be a large alchemist's condenser. I have learned by examining the wall glyphs that the magma from the level above contains some kind of crystallized mineral. When the magma is rapidly cooled, it releases vapor that is filled with fine crystal particles. Miles of copper pipes then cool and condense the vapor so that when it reaches this area, the crystal dust falls freely from the compressed gas, settling upon these tables. The crystal mineral appears to be referred to as candesium, and it has properties that are beyond my understanding. Though I believe the dust is charged with strong magic, it glows faintly with the same aura that I've seen surrounding powerful magic weapons and rings. So we're going to collect all of this candesium. That's good. Okay. We don't particularly care about what's in any of these, if there is anything at all. Apparently they're all pretty empty. What we do care about are some of the side rooms here. Let's see if I can... Oh, we don't want to go here yet. Why do I get the feeling we've skipped an area? Maybe I've gone too fast. No, I don't think so. Should be fine. Oh, yes. Okay, this is another puzzle. And there's a way to do it. Let me just remember how. It either has to do with the arrangement of the chests in this room, or there's a symbol on a wall somewhere that we passed. I can vaguely remember the pattern, and I'm just gonna give it a couple shots to see if I can figure it out. So it's either this, this, this. Nope, that didn't work. Or it's this, this, this. That didn't work. Or it's something like this, where you just move one of the levers. It's actually a pretty simple pattern. Maybe it's the other way around. Maybe it's... I mean, there's only so many combinations. It is still a lot of combos though. Let me see if I can find a reference somewhere. So yeah, I would think either the benches. Oh, how do we do this? Or it's a 1-1-2 sort of deal, like this. We don't particularly need the loot in there, but I do want to show this in case somebody looks at this video up for this specific puzzle. Nope, that's not working. How do you do this? I don't even think there must be a reference somewhere. It's unlike Thomas to have a puzzle that's totally unrelated to everything else. It is so simple too. Let's try all 3 and 1s. All 3 and 1s. Nope. These 2 and 1s. Ah, there we go. Okay, so that's how you do it. These 2 pulled, this middle one pulled. I knew it was something like that. Okay, and pretty much this whole room is trapped, if I remember correctly. Yes. Oh, yes. I mean, I guess this spot's trapped too, yeah. And it's all kind of nasty traps. We have Dragon Bite on pretty much all of them, which we have no chance of possibly disarming. So we're going to try this and pray that none of our gear is destroyed. Yes. Oh, my elements is only up to 94%. That's interesting. Why is that? I'm unsure. Oh, because my fire resistance belt is off. I see. So let's do something. Let's take off our gear so it's not destroyed. And let's just meticulously go through and step on all of these. There we go, that's better. Oops, I didn't mean to cast that twice. Where's my heal? Should be somewhere around here. There we go. Okay. Repair our gear really fast. Get some mana back. Now, I probably won't go through the trouble of opening all these chests. I think they're all locked. And I think they're all trapped, or at least some of them are. Let's figure that out, shall we? Maybe not. Oh no, maybe I'm wrong. Okay, so there's some crappy stuff, some better stuff. Oh yes, Masterful Adamantium, so this one might be trapped. Let's find out. Ooh, 13% chance, and we opened it on the first attempt. Okay, so this is the biggest gear-heavy room in the game, at least that I can think of. Let's make some food really fast. Okay, onwards. We're gonna have to fight some spiders. Okay, I see. Scarlet Death. Those were just almost all completely crits. That's pretty phenomenal. Oh, and that opened in the wall. So yes, a quick escape there if you need to. Page 21. It appears that my exploration forward ends here at these sealed doors. I've surmised that the odd device in the adjacent room operates on Candesium. With the proper amount of Candesium, the device might do almost anything that its creator wishes. In this case, I believe that it would raise these steel doors. I do not have access to any more Candesium, except for that which I have already collected. My torches are running low. I must head back and try to find a way to return to the surface. I'm sure the evidence I have gathered will be enough to convince the Tharish Council to fund a return expedition, perhaps with additional support personnel. Okay. That's good. Luckily for us, we have plenty of Candesium. Exactly enough. So the game gives you just enough to open all the doorways, so don't throw any away or whatever. Okay. Now this is where things are going to get really sketchy. Because if you don't have cartography, this is going to be excruciating. Because they're going to be blindly walking on nothingness. So you can see on the map here, it gives you the pathways. This is with a cartography of 8, but I don't think you need it to be that high. I think you can get away with maybe, I don't know, 2, 3. Hopefully, I'm not actually sure what the exact number is. So we'll go in there eventually. I'm literally just moving based on the mini-map. Open the chest. Let's see if this is trapped. Oh, it was trapped, but it didn't tell me. Wonderful. Okay, let's sleep again. First time I went through this, I played as a druid, and the regeneration rate is so slow in dungeons that you sleep for like 3 or 4 times as long as normal, and it was excruciating. Do not recommend that. Okay, open this. I bet you this is trap too, isn't it? Let's shoot it from afar. Maybe it's not. Looks fine. Oh. I bet this has an armor rating of 5. I don't think these cloaks can get any higher than that. No, it's not even 5, it's only 4. Now this could be worth a lot. It would be worth more if it was enchanted though, which you can get. Those enchanted great axes are the highest value items in the game. I've found some with a value of like 20,000 that you can sell for more than 10,000 gold. Drink up. Okay, on to the next level. Onyxium. Okay, we're doing good. Plenty of arrows. Plenty of lockpicks. Before you is a large mesh iron sphere, and floating within is a massive gemstone. You get the impression that the gem is not real. It is probably just made of glass. The structure appears to be simply a piece of art, or perhaps it symbolizes something. So, this symbolizes one of the crux. I don't remember if the purple one is a specific one, like the Crux of Ages. In this game, it's the Crux of Fire, which is the red one. I think the Crux of Ages is the blue one in the first game. And then in the third game, you get those two, plus the Crux of... I believe it is purple. The Crux of something. So this was foreshadowing for the upcoming game when it came out. Blasting charge storage. Warning, magma leak. Self-sealing doors in place. Do not enter. Well, I do what I want. We are going to enter... Okay, this place, oh shit, this place sucks. I'm just remembering why. Because it seals you in, and these things will blow up and cause a chain reaction, which we may not be able to survive. There we go. Dope. Okay, we are all good. This will be our way out, but we need to keep going this way first. There's also a lot of loot over here. Okay, so the funny thing is, choose a path of greatest resistance. That's totally meaningless. You can go whichever way you want. We can easily find our way through. We can easily walk on the lava. We can easily defuse the traps. The lava is going to be the easiest for us, just because of our high resistances. So we're just going to do that. Even with high skills in disarming traps, honestly, this isn't even really worth it. And these plants are just so tough that I don't think they're worth fighting. Okay, now this is the other highest area, highest concentration of loot in the game. A couple of these may be trapped, I don't remember. But you need really high lockpicking. Oh yes, they're trapped. You need oh. Been destroyed, I don't like that. You need a really high lockpicking or lock melt. Trap kill. In fact, fuck it. We're just gonna do this. We have enough arrows that we can force destruction of chest traps. Let's not waste the steel arrows, though. This one probably not trapped. Let's see. Probably not trapped. I'm gonna say not trapped. Okay, so now we can pick our way into this. Oh, first attempt again. So these are probably value 900 scrolls. That looks like a mithril great axe. Let's identify some of this. Yeah, nothing's gonna beat our divine timber recurved bow. Unless it was a divine timber great bow, which is... I don't even know if that spawn is possible, quite frankly. And back the way we came. Our mana is getting a little bit low. Still sitting pretty at 85 armor rating. Okay. So I think we have the necessary Candesium dust, or at least close to it. Looks perhaps to be a volcano with energetic lines emanating from the top. Looks like a gem floating above a sphere. Wavy lines connect the two objects. There's a horizontal line arcing across the plate. Above the line is a skull. Below is an outline of a small being. So that's an Oracle. Second one is Crux. Third one is the region in Eschalon Book II. I don't suppose this is trapped too. I'm gonna be mad if this is trapped. Thank God. Okay, now this device here is pretty cool. Ancient alchemists call the material divining crystals, needed to form a portal through physical space. We refer to this material as Candesium, and it can be found in trace amounts within many reagent components. So, we're going to walk on this. And, yes. So basically, it's a portal, and I think this one explains what's going on here. With enough Candesium, we can create portals that supersede the current physical realm, making travel to a previous state of the physical realm possible. After passing through this portal, you have a strong sense that you've slipped back in time just 1 second. You feel as if you were to look back quickly at the portal you just stepped onto, you might catch a glimpse of yourself going through. So, that's kind of cool. Presumably the Oracle tuned these things to go back in time. If you play through Book 3, that's sort of the implication there. Let's go here, reorganize our inventory a bit. Okay, we're gonna fight one of the highest HP enemies in the game. I think he has less HP than Corrin, but he's still really tough. We can probably kill him in 4 turns. I think we can maybe kill him in 4 or 5 turns. I'm going to be impressed if that's what we manage to pull off. Gives you some idea. Advanced excavating and polarizing. It gives you some idea how powerful we are. Okay, 8 Candesium dust removed. I think there's just explosive barrels up here. Yeah, so one of the ways you can defeat this guy is by picking up the explosive barrels, kiting him, getting him to go near the barrels, and then shooting them from a distance with either magic or arrows. We're just going to take him head on, just because we can. Let's go, let's maximize our damage output. Let's go Bless, Nimbleness, just in case he swings at us, Chameleon, and Haste. Okay. 1 shot, 2 shots, 3 shots, 4 shots. So yes, we killed him in 4 shots. And you get this thing worth 10,000. Unfortunately, you don't get a ticket with you. Crystal can enchant a small large golem into an animation. A much larger crystal would contain unimaginable magical energy. So I think the idea is that the crux are just large Candesium crystals, basically. Express exit. Okay. Octagonal cavity. Let's not go there yet in case that takes us out. I believe this is the end of Fathamurk, though. Oh, is this going to blow up in our face? So many of these are trapped. It's just a pain because I don't know which ones. Almost did it. In fact, if it's steel, we might be able to just destroy the door really fast. Okay, let's try this again. Yep, I think they're just pretty much all trapped. Okay, so this one. This is an example of an axe that's going to be worth a lot. Purple, my guess is the value is going to be close to 14,000. Let's see. Let's see how true that is. Oh, only 4,000. So it's only a steel grade. If this was like a, I don't know, divine ore or something, this would be probably 14,000. We're just gonna drop that in there. I'm a little curious what these two are. Ooh, that's not good. Okay, let's not do that. We don't want flesh blight. Two cloaks. Okay, let's get rid of these traps because we don't want to be messing with that. There we go. Oh, come on. We were getting so lucky earlier. At least the picks aren't breaking. Okay. Nothing good. Although we will take those arrows. And again, nothing particularly good. Yeah, we've already read that. I'm just gonna drop this off. So you can see why this is a high strength dungeon. If you want any chance of taking all this loot out, you pretty much need to be playing a melee character. Let's just... I have nothing to lose. There we go. And we're back where we started. And that is Fathamurk. So yes, the one thing I maybe didn't show is that to get in here, You just place a barrel, like powder keg right here, shoot it with something, blows open this wall, and you can go down those stairs. As you can see, a level 30 character can run through this quickly with very little trouble. Anyway, that's pretty much it. So I will see you all in the next video.